Hey, what's happening, guys? Well, here I'm doing my thoughts and comments on the Xbox One reveal, world reveal, that happened yesterday, uh, May 21st. Um, I was um, I was really impressed with. I watched the whole IGN coverage from start for the pre-show, the whole unveiling, and the after show, and I think they did a fantastic job doing the covering this event. So as you can see, here is the new Xbox called Xbox One. Um, the Xbox One name is nice and clean, um, and I think they were going for the one unit you're gonna use on your living room or in your house. The only unit you're gonna need for media, like a media center for all your media in your house. The one box you're gonna have, right? That's what they're going for. I personally like that. From all the fake names out there online, I like the Xbox Infinity, and the 720 actually was really nice, but they went with Xbox One. Um, the console, as you can see, looks really clean and stylish. Um, it was nice when one of my favorite parts of the show was the unveiling was when what's his name? I'm just looking through my notes here. Um, was it Don? Yeah, Don Matrick, which I personally don't like that guy. He just seems so fake when he talks to the audience. But I liked how he presented the console and I mean the movie, and it was like a trailer for it, and it just looks really nice, and it's coming out, and you get all geeked out because it's new technology, right? So you see it first, and you're like, wow, that looks nice, and but the more I look at it, it just looks like a big black box, and I'm gonna comment on that a little bit later. The control looks awesome. I mean, the Xbox controller is known to be the best controller ever made. I would have to agree. Yeah, it's a very beautiful controller, but I like the PS3 controllers as well. But the triggers on it. I mean, it's a beautiful and well done controller. And for the 360, and I think they're keeping the same way. Just a few different buttons added onto it, but I like the finish around the thumbsticks. It looks really sharp, and the little pad thing looks like they fixed it up. It doesn't look cheap at all. Um, what else? We started this conference, right? So they showed the console. It's fantastic. So it's like, well, okay, you know what? Wow, that looks great. It looks good. It's a black box, but you know what? I was hoping for a more futuristic look to it, but you know what? Who cares about that? Let's see what it can do. So the conference starts, and right away at the beginning of this conference, the what really bothered me was the ad saturation, the advertisement of products in your face. I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? And I said IGN did such a great job covering this. And one of the things they said is like, this is what we want to see in this conference. We want to see them attack video gaming, show us what it can do, the specs. And yes, one of the guys at IGN said graphics, and they zoom right in his face, graphics, right? This is what the fans want. Me as a mega gamer, I want graphics, okay, and the technical aspect of what this thing can do for the future of gaming, right? And and the thing that they didn't want to see was the console to be portrayed as a big media center to watch TV, sports, and all this, and Facebook, and Skype, and all this stuff, right? They didn't want to see that. That's exactly what Microsoft did in this conference. It portrayed this box, this black stylish looking box that we were supposed to get for video gaming. It portrayed it to be a cable box to me. And that's why the more I look at the Xbox One now, to me after that conference, it looks like a cable box. and that's terrible. And then the ad saturation, like you had the guy playing around, watching movies on it, and he had a Star Trek, the first Star Trek movie, which is fantastic. I gotta do my review on that eventually, and the new Star Trek Into the Darkness, which is an amazing movie. But it was like they're playing this movie, and they're advertising because you could see on the side panel on the new dashboard, which looks, I don't know, it just looked pretty plain to me, just a black color. Uh, and on the side you could see the Into the Darkness, watch the trailer and all the advertisement for the new movie. And he actually went and said like, oh yeah, we're watching Star Trek, and yes, the Star Trek Into the Darkness is a great movie. It's like you're promoting the movie right on stage. Uh, I thought it was like just completely unnecessary. So that's one of the things I didn't like about the conference, uh, the ad saturation. And then they went on to the NFL and talk about sports games with EA. I mean, I like EA Sports, so they do great games. But then you know what? Show some gameplay, right? And no, they talk about the players, about the feeling of being in this game and all this and that, and they're showing them playing and talking to me. It's just more advertisement for the NFL. And I'm sorry, I mean, I'm not a big sports, like I don't follow sports very much. And I just think some of these guys just make way too much, make way too much money. All right, and then it's just you're just boosting their ego more and more with this. So okay, EA Sports, I want to see some footage from their newest game, see how awesome and realistic they look. We got nothing. We just got some tech, behind the scenes like motion capturing videos. It was absurd, you know. Um, so if finally they finally talk about um, a video game, and then well, before that, I mean they kept emphasizing on this new plan with the NFL, and you do the fantasy picks and all that. That's all great and good, but I mean all this can be done now with current generation. This is not next gen. This is all being done already. The one good thing, which was great, was the one of the ladies from Bungie come out. No, no, not Bungie. Sorry, Studio 323, the new people that do the new Halo games, right? 343 Studios, and she's like the one of the main people in charge of this new TV show produced by Steven Spielberg, a new Halo show, which that's fantastic. I think I like that. That's gonna be awesome. But there you go, another big face that they gotta bring. They gotta bring all these big faces in there to promote their stuff, and and that's all good and that. But I mean, is the show gonna be only on the Xbox One, so you have to buy an Xbox One to watch it, or is it going to be on TV? Who knows, right? I think they're going to have this like the main channel on there that you can only watch that show there, which is, I mean, who cares? I don't know how good this show is going to be. I hope it's great. I hope it's epic, but who knows, right? So, but my point is that, uh, you know, this this is what they target to me. It was just like a to watch sports TV. Oh my God, like I couldn't believe the guy was switching channels and they had the prices right on there. Who watches the prices right? I mean, no offense to the older people, but that's who watches that show. I mean, older ladies sitting at home watching the prices right. I don't watch the prices right, so I can't believe they actually flicked around and showed that on a screen. I was like, oh my God, like this is a high tech unveiling of a major gaming console, and you're putting the prices right on there. Give me a break. I mean, the feature was good and all, but I'm gonna talk about that these features with the Kinect and the voice commands, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. Um, so I don't want this thing to be a TV and watch football. I mean, I don't follow. When I watch football, I go with the guys and have fun. I don't follow any of the teams. I don't really follow them hardcore. I don't do uh, fantasy play, whatever you want to call it. So I have no interest on none of that. And this is added expenses to make this thing more expensive. I don't need that. I don't need any of that. I want a gaming console. So finally, after 30 minutes or something, we get the glimpse of the first game, which is made by Remedy, which is the guys that made, the Max Payne series, and I can't remember Quantum Break. That was the name of the game, which is exciting, right? So you get some live action shots from this lady talking to the girl. So that, well, that's live camera feed, right? Okay, so that's nothing game. So and then we finally get this CGI cutscene, and it was over. I'm like, that's well, wow, that told me nothing. So that was their first game announcement from their new IP, whatever. So Quantum Break. So it told me nothing about the game. Then they had, I mean, yeah, the first, of course, they're advertising their big racing simulator Forza 6, and it's going to be a launch title game, which is going to be awesome. It looks good, but I mean, that trailer to me looked like it was just a CGI. I mean, if the game looks like that, that would be incredible. I'm going to get that for sure. But I mean, I had the feeling that it was too dull, too pretty for that console. Um, so, you know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? And that was it. And they were like, okay, it's over. And yes, of course, they saved the best for last. I mean, they showed the new Call of Duty Ghost trailer, some behind the scenes how they're making the game. It looks fantastic. I mean, all Call of Duty games always have amazing cutscenes and all that. I mean, I wouldn't, until I see the game running full on a trailer and in game. That's what I wanted to see in game. We didn't see none of that. So I mean, showed some footage with the engine. All that. It looked great, but I won't say anything till I see closer to the launch date and see the game in action, right? So and there you have it. That was the whole presentation.